I have ridden 25 different Alpine coasters across the globe. Also commonly referred to as mountain coasters, this is a type of coaster where guests sit in individual cars and they control the speed. You push down on levers to go faster, and pull up to go slower or brake. This is a safer, modernized version of the old Alpine slides commonly found at ski resorts. These rides usually feature a great setting, as almost all of them are terrain-based experiences that weave their way down heavily wooded hillsides. And in this video, I will rank all 25 that I have been on. Before starting the list, I need to note that I have not been on many of the European ones. By most accounts, these ones are widely considered to be the best ones because of their absurd length. This list will cover a lot of the popular ones in the United States. Starting off the list at number 25 is Dawson Dual Bellewaerde. This technically is a Wiegand sport coaster, which is a variant on the Alpine coaster. On this one, the speed and braking is automatically controlled. This one is also unique for having an elevated course and 2 tracks side by side, so you should in theory be able to race, but the park was staggering dispatches on each side. Then the downhill route is weaker than the other coasters on this list. It is short and fairly forceless. You just get a pinch of laterals on the helixes and that's it. Number 24, Ripleys Mountain Coaster. Formerly known as Rowdy Bear Coaster, this is one of several mountain coasters in the Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge area. This Wiegand model has solid pacing, but it is extremely short. There's no airtime, but there are some helixes with laterals at least. Number 23, Mountain Coaster at Cranmore Mountain Adventure Park. This is another Wiegand model. It has more length than the prior 2 coasters, but the hill is sparsely populated, so you don't have the same sense of speed dodging trees. The pacing is fine, but there's no appreciable airtime or laterals. Number 22, Tennessee Flyer Mountain Coaster at Ober-Gatlinburg. This is the first aquatic development group model on this list. I find they tend to be more aggressive than the Wiegand models, but they also tend to be a bit rougher. This particular installation is the bumpiest coaster in this list by far, and that's a shame because it does everything else well. It's fast, has a great setting, and there are some drops offering pops of airtime. Number 21, Copperhead Mountain Coaster at Shepherd's Adventure Park. This is one of many Alpine coasters in the Branson, Missouri area. This Wiegand one actually strategically opens up at a few points, offering stunning views of the mountains. This one also has decent laterals at points. However, it does have a noticeable amount of auto braking, and there are no airtime dips. Number 20, Wild Stallion at Skyland Ranch. This Wiegand model is built on a smaller hill than most other rides in this list, so it compensates by having 2 lift hills. The route did not have much tree coverage, but that has the advantage of allowing you to stare down at the parkway, giving a sense of height you don't usually get in this type of coaster. The course has no airtime, but it has little auto braking and some solid laterals on the sharp turns. Number 19, Cliff Carver at Camp Finfo. This is another Wiegand model on a smaller hill, but this one has 3 lift hills. The first third had some solid S-bends with weak lateral kinks. The second third had some sharper laterals around these fast bends. The final third had a mix of both. There's no airtime to be had here, and there is a lot of auto braking, but the ride is still fun. Number 18, Skyflyer Mountain Coaster at Sky High Adventure Park. This is a Wiegand model down a heavily wooded mountain. None of the course can be seen off-ride. This one has solid speed. There's no airtime, but the turns are fast and offer some laterals. Number 17, Mountain Coaster at Gunstock Mountain Resort. This is the lone mountain coaster I've had the pleasure of riding in sub-freezing temperatures. This is another Wiegand model. The course had plenty of tree coverage and turns. The turns are more gradual than many others on this list, so they don't have too much in terms of laterals, but you can get a pinch of airtime on a few of the dips. Number 16, Branson Coaster. This is a Wiegand model with 2 lift hills. Each half is a dip with some airtime. The first half is windier, and there are 2 turns with good laterals. The second pass is over much quicker because you have a more direct route downhill. It's fast, but it's not as fast as it could be because there is a considerable amount of auto braking to disrupt that speed. Number 15, Moonshine Mountain Coaster. This is another short Wiegand model in the Gatlinburg area, but what this ride offers is sweet. It is a heavily wooded course with good speed. Then there are one or two small dips giving a bit of airtime. If this ride only had more length, it would have made the top 10. Number 14, Mountain Coaster at Jiminy Peak. This Wiegand model was the first mountain coaster I ever rode, so my memories of it are a bit foggy. It has a nicely wooded setting, and from what I can remember, it had decent laterals on the turns and a small pop of airtime or two. Number 13, Rocky Top Mountain Coaster. We've already seen a few coasters in this list with 2 or 3 lift hills, but this Wiegand installation features 4 lift hills. As a result, the downhill segments are short, but there's strength in numbers. This was nice speed and a few cool turns, including one high above the street. Then this one has a few dips and tunnels for variety. Number 12, Eagle Coaster at Cypress Mountain. This is the only Sunkid model I've experienced to date, and it has one of the most memorable settings of any coaster. I rode this in June, yet there was still plenty of snow on the ground. Not only that, the mountain was covered in dense fog, so you could not see far ahead. Unfortunately, the course was very controlled. The carts did not build up too much speed. There were a few turns with okay lateral kinks though, mainly the ones with signs telling you to brake. Then there's a quad down with a bit of airtime as well. This is a super long coaster as well. And unlike the others thus far in this list, you have to take a chairlift to the top rather than a lift hill. Number 11, Smoky Mountain Alpine Coaster. This is a long Wiegand installation. The ride holds good speed and has a mix of forces. A handful of turns of nice laterals. Then there are some small dips, but they aren't sharp enough to offer any real negative Gs like the coasters in the top 10. Number 10, Appalachian Express Mountain Coaster at Camelback Mountain Adventures. This is another aquatic model with great length to it. The turns were not as lateral heavy as others in the top 10, but there were several dips offering quick jolts of airtime. Number 9, Beast Mountain Coaster at Killington Resort. This is another aquatic development mountain coaster. This one is fairly secluded and it has good speed. The laterals are decent, and most importantly, this is one of the longer ones on the list. Number 8, Timber Ripper Mountain Coaster at Okemo Mountain Resort. This Wiegand model is a great start and finish. It offers some very strong laterals at points. The middle section does have a lull as you have this long, awkward straightaway that bleeds off all your speed. This keeps out of the top 5, but the start and end make it worth seeking out. Number 7, Goat Coaster at Goats on the Roof. This is one of the strongest mountain coasters for laterals. This Wiegand model has no real dips. Rather, it is a swift slalom downhill. There's minimal auto braking, and the turns are tight, resulting in wild laterals on many directional changes. And if you get a chance to ride this at night, they run at pitch black. Number 6, Mountain Coaster at Wisp Resort. This Wiegand model is off the beaten path, but it has a great layout. This one has plenty of speed. You whip around the turns, getting good laterals, and they intensify in the helixes and swooping drops. Then this one has one of my favorite moments on any mountain coaster. There's a sizable double down midway through with 2 good pops of airtime. Not just little pops, no, genuinely good pops. Few mountain coasters offer airtime like this. I couldn't quite put it in the top 5 because it didn't have the length of the other ones ahead of it though. Number 5, Thunderbolt Mountain Coaster at Berkshire East Mountain Resort. This aquatic development model does everything well. It is super long, it has a wonderfully wooded setting, many turns offer strong laterals, and there are a half dozen dips that'll quickly pop you out of your seat. It's a shame this one is so out of the way for most people who go on coaster trips in New England. Number 4, Runaway at Branson Mountain Adventure Park. This one rides similarly to Thunderbolt. This aquatic installation has some great laterals, particularly in the steep bank drop. Then there are several dips that'll give some airtime. Then this one has awesome night rides as well. You have a multicolored lighting package on the track, but the woods are chillingly dark and quiet, so the sense of speed is excellent. Number 3. Nor'easter Mountain Coaster at Attachment Mountain Resort. This aquatic mountain coaster is very fast. The turns are super sharp, so you get strong laterals and even some positive Gs. Then there are multiple drops giving some airtime, most notably this sizable plunge underneath the lift hill midway through the ride. This one also has a lovely setting and plenty of length. Now unfortunately, this ride has been difficult to experience post-COVID. I am not sure how often it has run in recent years. It has been closed in my recent visits for staffing. Number 2. Rail Runner at Antista. This is a Brandauer model with a single rail. This one is much shorter than any other coaster in the top 10, but it earns this spot for its downright violent laterals. No other ride in this list made me feel like I'd be ejected from the train. The turns have little to no banking, and there are a few steep swooping drops. If you take these unbraked, your upper body is chucked over the side of the car because there's no lateral bracing. This ride feels completely out of control. And coming in at number 1 is Alpine Coaster at Colburn Saddle. This is the best mountain coaster I've ridden, and it's not even close. This is another one that has a long chairlift to take you up to the top of the mountain. You then have nearly 1.5 miles of downhill track. Even if you go completely unbraked, which I of course did, it still takes 4 minutes to reach the bottom. This was not just long, it is wild too. The turns are tight and hit you with strong laterals. Then there are a handful of dips that'll give some airtime, including a few larger ones. Then the visuals are breathtaking between the abundance of trees and the sections where it opens up to reveal a beautiful mountain vista. So that is how I rank all 25 mountain coasters I've ridden to date. What are your favorites out there? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this countdown, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.